How's your head? I'm in an interesting place here. I think last week I crossed a threshold. Partly because I'm drawing close to my 65th birthday. Yes, indeed. The other part is that I seem to have come to the conclusion that this isn't going to be ending anytime soon. I don't know whether you've started feeling that way. In my case, it's not really a panic sort of thing. The panic was all at the beginning, when it was March and we knew very little about what was going on, and it felt like even if you sheltered in place, COVID-19 was going to slip in under the doorway and bite you in the neck. But we've sort of got, I'll say we've sort of got a better handle on what the situation is, what we should be doing, and definitely what we shouldn't be doing, which is getting back to business anytime soon. And so I think last week, once I realized that, I came to a kind of acceptance. And so everything has mellowed out. I'm feeling a little more positive, even in these weird times. Now, one of the things that pushed me towards the conclusion that we've sort of got a better vision of what we're going to be living with for at least the next few months, is that Tenet, remember the movie Tenet that I keep talking about from week to week? Warner Brothers has taken it off the release list indefinitely. So Warner Brothers has come around to the conclusion that they don't know when theaters are going to be opening. Next on deck is supposed to be Mulan, which at this point still stands for an August 21st release date. I am not going to be surprised if that changes as well. That said, the theater chain that I work for has now pushed back their reopening date to mid-August, which is interesting for a number of things. One is that the way they were working it was that they were going to open like 2 weeks before a big reopening. In the previous cases, it was going to be Tenet. They were going to reopen 2 weeks before like Tenet debuted and run some re-releases, very popular films, just to get the ball rolling and to get people acclimated to the fact that the theaters were open and back in business. And now, with this recent announcement from the chain, they're saying this recent announcement is essentially 1 week before Mulan is supposed to open. I am going to go out on a limb and say that reopening for the theaters is not going to happen either. So for the interim, I am not going back to my job. To be honest, because of things that have been going on at my theater that I won't go into detail, nothing to do with me directly, but there's just been stuff going on with the theater elsewhere and the management thereof. So I don't know that even if the theater reopens, that my job is still going to be there when it does reopen. So I've got a better sight on my future, and welcome to Dan Records an Hour of the Wolf review. Yes, I finally got around to opening this episode. So yeah, I do have a review to read. Let's get down to it. Okay. Oh boy. Do I look sweaty? Once again, I'm not running the air conditioning because it gets recorded on the microphone and it's annoying. So I'm it's hot as not really as hot as hell in here, but it is stuffy, let's say, which means let me get a glass of water. Also notice my beard dye came in. Looks much better, right? I am so vain. Yeah. Okay, so let me explain this if you haven't seen any of the other episodes. What I'm going to be doing here is I am going to be recording my movie review for the radio show Hour of the Wolf, which airs on WBAI 99.5 FM every other Saturday morning at 5 a.m. And this weekend, August 1st, is the next show that's up, and I've got a review for it. So we're going to take care of that. Here are the technical notes. Once again, when you hear my review on Hour of the Wolf, that is an edited down version of the recording because I'm okay at reading the script, but I am not perfect. I stumble and I have to go back and reread sentences and stuff like that. So there's that. Also, when I start the recorder, I'm going to pause for a few seconds to record the room tone. I get that down on the recorder, and then I use that brief clip of just room tone to filter out the room tone in the rest of the recording using my magical audio editing software. And let me see, is there anything else? I think I mentioned everything else. WBAI 99.5 FM at 5 a.m. this Saturday, August 1st, right? Yeah, okay. Let us get started then. So let me take one more sip of water. By the way, you'll notice the third monitor over here is now running. There's a story behind that, but I've already wasted enough time. So let's skip over that. Oh, there is one more note here, and I mentioned it during the actual review itself, but I'll say it here. This review is going to be shorter than they have been in the past because they have cut Jim Freund, host Jim Freund's show down to an hour, which is actually 55 minutes. And so I can't do like the deep drill down or as deep a drill down as you can do in 5-6 minutes, like I have been doing. But we're all under constraints here. So look. 3 pages. And the last page, that's just a sign off. So it's really 2 pages. We'll keep it neat and hopefully still get a little bit more depth into review than like, your typical run to your theater and see this movie type of review, which I despise. So let's go. Okay. Hour of the Wolf movie review, air date August 1st, 2020. Zombie for Sale, take 1. And now we get the root. I'm Dan Persons, and this is my very brief Hour of the Wolf review. Very brief, because the show don't got a lot of time now, and every second counts. So, the new Korean horror comedy Zombie... So, the new Korean horror comedy... Comedy? So, the new Korean horror comedy Zombie for Sale, now available on home vid. It's a lot of fun. For Hour of the Wolf, I'm Dan. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. So, the family running a crummy little gas station in a broken down town discovers the key to eternal youth. You see, I did so twice in adjoining paragraphs, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go back and let me see here. Let me figure in my head how I want to do it. Okay, I got it. Okay. Take 2. I'm Dan Persons, and this is my very brief Hour of the Wolf review. Very brief, because the show don't... Take 3. I'm Dan Persons, and this is my very brief Hour of the Wolf review. Very brief, because the show don't got a lot of time now, and every second counts. The new Korean horror comedy Zombie for Sale, now available on home vid. It's a lot of fun. For Hour of the Wolf, I'm Dan. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. So the family running a crummy little gas station in a broken down town discovers the key to eternal youth. Get bit by a zombie. And fortunately, they've got a cute as puppy dog zombie played by Jung Ga-ram stashed away in a garage. Soon enough, the town's largely septuagenarian population, which may be some kind of commentary on what's happening to small towns in South Korea, are throwing fistfuls of cash the family's way and reaping the benefits. This, of course, will not go well. You can't have a zombie apocalypse film without a zombie apocalypse, after all. Debuting director Lin Min-jae puts a lot of style into his production, with some cool framing and camera moves, and good choreography and cutting in the action scenes. Even better, for a bunch of essentially failed grifters who are frequently at odds with each other, the central family becomes pretty adorable in their struggles to survive. The central family becomes pretty adorable in their struggles to survive. The central family becomes pretty adorable in their struggles to survive. I stumble over weird words. Have you noticed that? Survive. The central family becomes pretty adorable in their struggles to survive the disaster. The central family becomes pretty adorable in their struggles to survive the disaster of their own making. I particularly liked the sister, played by Soo Kyung-lee, who redeems herself for all the pet bunnies she's killed by taking better care of her pet zombie. Plus, she gets to play a damn clever send-up of the old movie cliché of the child trying to set her pet deer free. Just this time, she's setting free a very confused zombie. This is less the tart humor of Shaun of the Dead and more just pure silliness. With director Min-jae dubbing in a toy xylophone as the lights of the town come on one by one, and superimposing words onto characters' mouths as they shout at each other, and superimposing words onto characters' mouths, mouths, and superimposing words onto characters' mouths as they shout at each other over a distance. And superimposing words onto characters' mouths as they shout at each other, and superimposing words onto characters' mouths as they shout at each other over a distance. And there's a bit of distinctive South Korean romanticism, particularly in a sequence where a truckload of fireworks gets ignited and everybody, zombies included, stare up at the sky in wonder. I tend to lean toward the position that it's time to put the Walking Dead genre. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. I tend to lean toward the position that it's time to put the Walking Dead genre to bed for good. But if Zombie for Sale is any indication, there are still some clever ideas left in the field. For Hour of the Wolf, I'm Dan Persons. For a short review, that was something of a test, a trial, if you will. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I pointed at this and then I started to do the okay thing and then I realized, thank you, alt-right, you can't do the okay thing anymore, so just in case you saw me starting to do that and got the wrong idea, no, I'm not alt-right, I'm not QAnon, I'm not incel, I'm just dead. But while we're on the topic, let me shut off the recorder here. There we go. While we're on the topic, we are still in a rough position all around, and now we've got the craziness with, shall we say, the federal law enforcement establishment imposing their will on cities for what appears to be purely political gain. So that's a delicate way of putting it. So, I know that people are struggling, and if you are struggling, I hope you are good, I hope you are well, and I hope things are working out. If you are doing okay in the present situation, give some thought to throwing some support to various charities, and that could be, oh boy. It could be various food banks, it could be Save the Children, it could be the ACLU. I've sent some donations their way as well, because people do need help. And so that's it. That's it. End of public service message. In any case, and that'll be it for this week's episode as well. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are well. And I hope things at the very least stay stable for you, and hopefully will be getting better, if not soon, with the fullness of time. Thank you for spending this time with me. I do appreciate the fact that you have watched these things. And I'll be seeing you in a couple of weeks. Take care.